right. Okay. Now we're going to talk about dating your patient. So you will usually date your patient if you are chosen. In life, we have what they call chosen ones who are tasked with healing souls on earth. Healing souls on earth. This is your life's purpose. It is your soul's purpose and mission to heal other souls on earth. When God, the Creator, designed human beings, He had a plan, mission, and purpose for them. And God, the Creator, God's purpose for souls on earth has always been to bring joy, peace, love, and happiness. But when God realizes, these souls on earth are not happy, right? They're not happy. They are miserable. They unalive people, right? They unalive people. They steal. What else do? They do all these things, man. They unalive children, women, men. And of course, once these souls do this, they now serve Satan's mission because they are living in darkness. They are living in darkness, so darkness and light can never mix. Darkness and light will never coexist, right? So the chosen ones in this instance are called light workers. Are you with me? We are here. You are chosen. God would have identified you. You are in, I don't know, you come from another planet. God has identified light workers whose sole mission is to come down to earth, right? To assist broken souls who unalive people, they steal, they unalive children, they rape, they do all these bad things, right? Which goes against what God ultimately wants for everyone. So these light workers will then be sent down to earth to assist other broken souls to find their mission and purpose in life. Bona, they already have a purpose in life. Their purpose is to heal other souls. So they know what they are here to do. Heal other souls, right? They know what they are here to do. But these ones, they don't know what they are here to do because already they signed a contract, Satan. So once they signed a contract with Satan, their sole mission is to become the dark. Their sole mission is to become the opposite of being a light worker, which is to hurt people, do all these bad things, which goes against what the Mudimu ultimately wants for us, right? So what will then happen is, because God knows that as a light worker, you can't exist in darkness. You can't exist with darkness. He knows that you will never go out of your way to identify for yourself who you want to heal. Because if you knew that you had to, for example, heal a narcissist, you will decline that offer. Why would you, being a light worker, want to associate with someone who's going to drain your energy? There's absolutely no way. We know narcissists drain people's energy. They're like spiritual vampires. Right? Are you with me, guys? I hope you are tapping the screen. I hope you're tapping the screen and sending those gifts. Thank you so much, guys. So, as a light worker, you are chosen. That you always need to know about yourself. You are chosen. And when you are chosen, it's extremely important for you to be aware and live in your element and know that you are chosen. Because if you don't know that you are chosen, you are always going to end up here dating the same people in different bodies because you are still not aware when you are sent here on earth to heal other souls, right? So now you are here on earth. Your time has come. You have to start doing the work. God knows that because you're not going to want to work with darkness. God is going to put you in relationships because that is the only way that you are going to be able to heal broken souls. Because in life, we relate with one another. So if you are a woman, you will be paired with a man. A woman will be paired with a man, and a man will be paired with a woman. So if you are a light worker who is a woman, you will be paired with a broken man. Because this is your patient that you need to heal. If you are a light worker who happens to be male, you will be paired with a broken woman because this is going to be your patient. So when you are a light worker who is female, right, your attraction to this person will always be sexual, including a man and woman. Your attraction to each other will always be sexual, because this is the only way where you will be inspired to work with this man, through that sexual energy, right? And if you are a man, because men are very lustful by nature, the only instance where they will be attracted to their patients is through sexual energy. And this sexual energy is extremely intense. And because it's intense, because the sexual energy is intense, this is what they need to be able to start a relationship where the healing work is going to begin. My handwriting is a little bit better. Right? So, then here you are now in this relationship. Let's do women to men. Here you are now in this relationship with your patient. How do you know you are dating your patient? You, as a light worker, are extremely drawn to this human being because you have to heal him. But as a light worker now, you are what? Nurturing, right? Because he is broken, he is going to be attracted to your nurturing ability. Then you will start your healing work. But your healing work is going to heal his childhood traumas. That's what it is. You are going to heal his childhood traumas. What are his childhood traumas? Maybe his mother was not present. His mother was absent. Or his mother may have been present, but not emotionally present. You then come in as a woman and you are nurturing now. You start giving him what his mother failed to give him, which is love. You look after him, you are overgiving. You are overgiving. You go out of his way to help him out. You do his laundry. You cook. You clean. Your life becomes centered around your patient. Your life becomes centered around your patient, and you, because you are not aware that you are healing, you are still in your element. You think this is your man. God has blessed you with a wonderful man because of the sexual chemistry that you had in the beginning of the relationship. Now you think this is your man, so you are now doing all of this. You are loving him, you are overgiving, laundry, cooking, cleaning. Your life is centered around him. You are looking after his children. You even have children with him. You even have children with your patient because you are not aware that your sole purpose here is to heal this particular man. You are doing all of this, but because he is broken and because he didn't receive the love from his own mother, his mother was absent, you start repelling him. You start repelling him. He can't identify with the love and all these wonderful things that you are doing because he never received these things when he was a child. He never received these things when he was a child. Now, instead of appreciating your efforts, overgiving, some of you even take out loans for them, supporting their dreams, their goals, and future aspirations because you want him to be okay. And the more you do these things, the more he becomes repelled to your energy. He doesn't want your energy. You overgive, you cry, you complain. He doesn't, in fact, the more you complain, the more he cheats. Now he starts cheating because he can't resonate with your energy. When he starts doing this, because now you are not fulfilling your soul mission, which is to heal this person, but you are not aware that you are healing. Whatever it is that you are doing is not working for him because you are his healer. You are not his lover. You are not meant to be his lover. You are meant to actually come in and recognize that this person has childhood traumas that need to be addressed. His mother was not absent. Through your presence in his life, you can then assist him to heal his mother wound. Right? You can assist him to heal his mother wound, but he's not prepared to do the work because he is also not aware that you are at work. He thinks he has met someone who is like his mother, who stays at home, does all of these beautiful things, and he can go out there and do whatever he wants. But once he goes out there and does whatever he wants, it repels you. You start getting upset, and he doesn't understand why you are upset, and in turn, the relationship starts breaking down. Once it breaks down, he has to chase you out, and what does he start doing? He starts abusing you. He starts abusing you because the contract is about to end. Before the contract ends, there are red flags that you are going to see now that will warn you that your contract is coming to an end because the healing work is not happening. Or sometimes it's happening. You have given him the love, you overgave, you did his laundry, you cooked, his house was clean, you gave him a loan, he started his business, you funded his projects and all of that. You probably even took out loans for him to do other things. He fixed his home. So the healing work, to a certain extent, did happen, and he has benefited from your healing. Some of you, when you meet these broken men, you find they don't have clothes, for example. You open accounts, and because you want him to be better, you open clothing accounts, because you want your man to look good, right? You want your man to look good, and you want your man to look representable. Now you have went and bought him clothes. You are like his mother. So you've bought him clothes, you've loved him, laundry, you've cooked for him, you've cleaned, you've done all of these beautiful things to the point where you even bought him clothes so he can be more appealing because this is your man, you love him and you are looking after him. But the more this man keeps receiving from you, the more he gets repelled by this energy because you are healing and you are doing the work and he is healing through your energy and this charm, this good luck charm that you have brought into his life. Now, once you have upgraded him, you've bought him clothes, you've done all of these beautiful things, he cheats on you, now you start seeing red flags. You start seeing red flags. Ever since you started buying him clothes, he doesn't sleep on crew. He sleeps outside. He arrives in the wee hours of the morning. Sajola, other women start noticing him, right? He smells good, he's fresh, he's clean because of your work. Once he starts doing this, he gets a big head. Maybe now he starts seeing better out there, and you no longer fit the description of what he was, initially attracted to because you have done your work in that relationship. Your purpose is done in this relationship. You came to heal the mother wound. The mother wound may not be 100% healed, but because of the work, the amount of work that you have done, you have now given him the confidence to be able to go out there and love other people more or better than you. Now that you have upgraded your man, you have healed your man, other women start getting attracted to the work that you have done because you were at work. When they start getting attracted to the work that you have done, he now sees that he no longer wants to be with you because he can't associate with the energy. In fact, you guys are no longer on the same vibration, or you are no longer, relating on the same frequency. So he cannot relate to the healer because so he came to you, you came to because he was broken and he could connect with you because you were his healer. But once he heals and you have done all of this work, he is not going to be able to connect with you in ways that he was able to connect with you because he has healed and you have done the work. The red flags start kicking in and you start fighting because you want this person that you met, the broken man that you met in the beginning of your relationship. You are struggling to let him go because he was broken and you feel that you fixed him. And after doing all of this work, there's absolutely no way that he can leave you after the work that you have done on this man. How dare he? So what happens to you as the light worker? Your heart becomes bruised. In the beginning of the relationship, this was your heart. In the beginning of the relationship, this was your heart. Your heart was pure. You came into this relationship with pure intention. He even lied to you and said he wants you to be his wife and he wants to build a life with you. But after the healing work, he can't resonate. He doesn't see you. He doesn't see you because you were the healer and he was broken. Now he's healed and he can't stay in the same environment where he healed. There's absolutely no way that he will stay in the environment where he got his healing from. Because he will always look at you as the fixer. And now, once he has healed, there's nothing to fix anymore. Therefore, he can't stay in this relationship. So you as the light worker whose heart is now bruised, because this was you, your heart is now bruised. You move away from your light, you go into darkness and you start cursing him. You start cursing him. How dare you leave me? After everything that I've done for you, why would you do this to me? You can't leave me. Then what do? What's a maulo consult? You move from your light to dark, ulo consult, and now you want something that is going to keep this patient in your life. What do you want? You want ditlhare now. This muti must help this man, must cause this man to stay in the very same environment where he got his healing from, because you have done the work and this is meant to be your husband. So how dare your husband leaves you after the work you have done? You will now go and consult, go the world of darkness, offer something to keep this man in your household because you have done the work. If you don't go there, you start praying to God. That's the same God that sent you here to heal this person. You start praying, Lord, this is the man that you gave me. You said he is going to be my husband, or maybe this man is now your husband. He got his healing in marriage. You now start praying to God. God, you gave me this man and I've done all of this work. We have a beautiful life. And now this man is rejecting me. No, Lord, punish him. Punish him. Because I have done all of this work and I refuse to let another woman benefit from my hard work, Lord. Punish him. He must come home to me. And God is looking at you on some, hi man, what do you mean? Then God summons your guardian angels. Remember earlier on we spoke about guardian angels, right? Who are from your bloodline. Now God is looking at you like, Hebo, but my child, the light worker, now she's signing into this darkness. And this is not what I wanted for her. So you, guardian angels who are in her bloodline, I need you now to intervene on my behalf because I don't have time. Go and speak to her and show her why she needs to leave this relationship, right? Then your guardian angels, because they can see you are no longer surviving in this toxic environment, they will then communicate with the guardian angels of this broken man to then say, when our child was sent into your child's life to assist him with things that he needed in his life, but he is hurting our child, even if the initial agreement would be that they are supposed to get married. The minute the healing work happens, there isn't much anyone can do because you are the healer. Even if they want to intervene on your behalf and speak to his guides to say, hey, because he needs to look after our child has done all these things, he still doesn't appreciate it. There's nothing anyone can do because the contract is over. Even when you go here, now you say you're going to keep this relationship by using muti on him. This is going to work against you because the contract is in any case over. So what will happen is when you start using this, you will notice that this is not going to work. Instead, it will have the opposite effect on you because you are from the light. So this will repel him because he's already signed to that covenant. Now he's healed and he's done and he was broken. So you will use this on him and it will backfire on you because he doesn't know you to be using these things. So Otobana now, even when you are using these things, he cheats even more. Because for when the contract is over, he cheats even more. Maybe he starts abusing you. He starts doing worse than what he was doing when you were just doing your healing work. Because these ones would have intervened now to cause you to leave him before it's too late. Because now you have cursed, you have gone there, your heart is dark, you're no longer light. You're no longer the light worker. You now want to force this person who has healed to stay in a relationship that is over and a contract that has ended. So when they pick up now that you are losing yourself in this relationship because you are becoming obsessive over this relationship, you are obsessing over this relationship, you are consulting every week, we are on my every month, you just want him to stay. The more you go there, the more you do these things, the more you repel this man's energy. And then he will start abusing you, hitting you. Maybe you'll even end up in hospital because you have to be forced now to leave this relationship because you were the healer, he was the patient, and your contractual obligations are now over. Let me know in the comment section what your depiction of this is. Before we now move to a man who is a healer who attracts a broken woman. So, when you are sent here to do your healing work, it's extremely important for you to know who you are chosen. If you are not aware who you are chosen, always monitor what happens in your relationship. Are you overgiving in areas where you shouldn't be overgiving? Are you looking after the well-being of another person more than looking after your own well-being? When you are doing these chores, did this person ask you or did you volunteer to do them? And even when you do these things, they still don't appreciate you because they cannot vibrate with the energy that you are bringing into this relationship. So, when your guardian angels intervene now, they have to intervene because remember, you still have a purpose to heal other souls on earth. So your angels have to save you because your soul's mission and purpose in life is to be a light worker, to heal other souls. So if they let you DIE in this relationship, your contract Yabopilo ends. Your contract Yabopilo ends at the hands of another human being who happened to be your patient. So they will absolutely never allow you to end up taking your life because when you wanted to hold on to a contract that's ended. Because some of you, when these men start rejecting you, you start becoming obsessed. And if you become obsessed, some of you now you want to analyze yourselves. You can't cope. You are stressed. You lose weight and all of this. You have to recognize when the contract ends. And when you see red flags, that's the time when you have to start picking up now. Time is running out, because you can't keep saving someone who doesn't want to be saved. Because you have a tendency now of wanting to save, because you are still attracted to the broken man that you met in the beginning of the relationship, right? But oftentimes, because he is broken, he will also reflect parts of you that need healing too, as this light worker who was sent here on earth. Because when you meet this person, there are certain parts of you that need to heal. And sometimes it is the father wound that need to heal. So he reflects the absent father that you never had, the absent father that you had, and he reflects the absent. What am I saying? When you meet this broken man, he is a reflection of your father who is absent, and you are a reflection of his mother who was absent. Maybe your father was there, but he was absent. His mother was there, but she was also emotionally absent. So the healing work has to happen, the same way. So Liana here, when you are doing all of these things, he's supposed to appreciate you, but if he doesn't, then he needs to go. But remember now, because this one wasn't able to do any healing work on you, you will still have to carry this work by dating another person. So you'll see, even after you've dated this broken man, he's left you wounded, you heal, you are going to attract another one. And you are going to repeat the same mistakes that you made in this relationship, because your own wounds are still not healed. So if the father wound is not healed, you will have a tendency to overgive and do all of these things, because subconsciously, it's almost as if you are buying the love of a father through this broken man. And that essentially means your own father was also broken and needed to be saving. So your saving this man is actually you saving your father without you actually knowing it, because wherever your father is, he also needs saving. So when you meet this broken man, he becomes a reflection of your father who's absent, and you're doing these things is almost you saving your father who's absent. So if you don't heal your father wound, you are going to keep attracting broken souls and broken men until you learn the lesson. So once you have learned your lesson, then you will realize when you meet another broken person, you will tell this person, oh, no, I can't be in a relationship with you, because now I'm actually here to help you heal your childhood wounds or your childhood traumas. And that's how you'll actually do away with the habit of dating your patients, right? So before I move on to the next one, let me know if you've taken a screenshot so I can move on to the next lesson. Thank you, Bon. So take a picture of that, because I'm going to now move on to the next one. Right. Now, guys, I'm erasing this, and I can't see your comments. I can really take it. Okay, good. So let's do a man who attracts broken women. We're gonna do this one. Yeah. Okay. So let's do men. We have men who are also light workers, right? And these men are not aware whether they are light workers or they are healers, and they also attract their patients. Because men are the pursuers, right? There's nothing that you as a woman can do to convince any man to choose whoever they don't want to choose. So men are the ones who will pursue women. But some of these men don't have a spirit of discernment to know who they should pick and know who they shouldn't pick. But most good men always pair themselves up with broken women. Because some of these good men, they have their own wounds, right? But apart from these men having their own wounds, they need to be healing these women. They are healers of these women, these men. What do these men have to heal in these women? First of all, these men will come into these relationships wanting to save women. Wanting to save these women, right? And you'll see some of them going over and above to make sure these women are okay. Some of them actually build these women homes, they fund their studies, pay their bills. Because when men love, they love, guys. When men love, they love. Men will actually go all out for you if they love you. Even if a man is unemployed, if a man loves a woman, they will go all out for these women, right? They will pay these women's bills, hospital bills. They will love these women with their children from other relationships. They are just loving men because they are good men, and they are also light workers. Let's not forget who they are, also light workers. But because these women are broken, they cannot recognize that they have been paired with good men or men who actually care about their well-being. So what these broken women will do is they will sabotage these men's efforts. How do they sabotage the efforts these men make? These women will cheat. I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing. Hibo. Okay, let's do this. Man. This thing wants me to verify. Hey! My life almost ended, guys. Okay, so because they are broken, and let me now explain. You know who these broken women are? These broken women are women who used to be light workers. Remember what happened to light workers in the previous lesson? The light workers were the ones who gave their all to men who didn't appreciate their efforts. So what then happens is after those relationships, their hearts are like this. Then they tell themselves, they will never love men again. They will never love men in the same way they used to love their exes, for example. So they will now become very dark and actually get into relationships to benefit whatever they benefit, because the men they dated before, these good men, didn't appreciate their efforts. So they will now do to them what other men they will then do to men what other men did to them. So what will they do? These ones will think, oh, I've met my soulmate, my wife to be, my wife, and all of this. But Kopelu, she knows she's not vested in this relationship, because all men are trash. All men are trash. And because all men are trash, we are just going to use them for their resources, because now what then happens is, because they know they are not in this relationship for good intentions, they are broken, remember, they sabotage a good man's efforts of doing these things. Then they cheat multiple times, right? They cheat on these men. And once they cheat on these men, some of them become pregnant outside of the structure. When they go back to this home, they will then handsball and pretend but now, over and above cheating, these women are actually very heartless, right? These women are very heartless. They don't care about the feelings of their men. They don't care about the well-being of their men. In fact, they don't care what these men do, because they are benefiting whatever they benefit. But the more these women treat these good men badly, the more these men love them. Because the energy these women have says to them that this is who they want. The more unavailable they become, the more available these men become to these women, because these women are their patients. So they cannot leave this relationship without making sure that these women understand they don't have to be these things. They can be good women who appreciate these men and do all of that, but they are not getting the lesson. And the men who are the healers in this will want to stay and fix despite the cheating, because some men, they will not tell you. There are men who forgive cheating, by the way, but they will not tell you because they are afraid of being judged by society. But they do stay, and most of them who stay in these relationships are actually doing the healing work in these relationships. So when they are doing the healing work, they will not leave. The more these women cheat, the more they treat them badly, Baba Rake, in public, they don't wash their clothes. The very same thing that these women used to do in previous relationships, they no longer do here, because they don't care about the existence of men. They benefit whatever they want. So the men are the ones who will be doing the cooking, the cleaning, all of those things they will do, because they are attracted to the wounded soul that this person is, because of their soul mission of healing these women. And some of them, by the way, are extremely abusive to these men. Men won't tell you, but some of these women are extremely abusive to these men. And by abusive, we mean physically and emotionally. And this becomes the wound that keeps these men tied to these broken women. Eventually, these men, God will summon their angels. Because now they can see, this is no longer working. And because this is not working, this one becomes suicidal. When we hear a lot of men complaining about how they are going through a lot, men are suicidal, some of them actually end their lives, it is because in their homes, they are dealing with this character. Some of these women have actually now also infected these men with the HIV virus. Libana, in the previous lesson, they would have done the same. But now these ones are suicidal because they love. When men love, they love. When men love, they love. That's why they fear love so much and would rather sleep around and do all of this. Because they know when they love, they love. Because they love these broken souls and those broken souls keep breaking them even more, they don't want to live. Because why are they living? What do they have to live for? And because they have children with them, their children could actually save them from doing this. But some of them don't make it despite having children. Because they are suicidal, they are depressed. Now they start drinking a lot and doing all of these things. God will then summon the guardian angels to then say, no, no, no. Our light worker, who is our son, is in trouble. He is thinking of ending his life, and we have to save him because his sole purpose in life is to heal other souls and save other souls. So we cannot allow him to end his contract before God's appointed time. We therefore have to save him by helping him to leave this relationship. How do they help him leave this relationship? You would have heard of cases where men one day packed their suitcases, left, and never looked back. It is because the voice came from their guardian angels who spoke life into them and said, you need to leave before it's too late. That's why some of them would have tried to unalive themselves multiple times before they heard the final voice which came from their guardian angels. So when that voice comes and they say, hey, what's up? This one will pack his bag and leave this home with everything in it and opt to rather go stay at a friend's house in order to start afresh. Because without their guardian angels coming through to assist them, they were going to die at the hands of this broken person. So when they leave, these ones will continue doing whatever because they are not getting the lesson. But these ones would have fulfilled their healing journey in this. What was the healing journey? They built this woman a home. They funded their studies. And you know, in cases where men fund studies, when these women get their qualifications, what do? They leave, or they find men who are better than the men who funded their studies. That was the healing work. Because I think a lot of people think, yes, sometimes you will invest in your woman, but some people are actually investing in their patients. Patients who just needed to be funded with their studies to get their qualification and live a happily ever after life with someone else, not their healers. And they pay their bills and do all of this. And despite doing all of these amazing things, these men would have dated these women with their children. In spite of doing all of these things, these women will still do these men dirty because these women were patients, bakula, and they will probably do it to other men if they are not learning the lesson. And sometimes what happens is, once this contract ends, these ones tend to suffer a lot because they will never meet the same men they met when they were in their healing journey, because there is no one like this man. And even in the previous lesson, the men who play with light workers always struggle to find other light workers because you only get appointed one light worker in your lifetime. That's why even when this relationship ends, they will struggle to meet men who are like these ones, because habayo, when they had this blessing, they didn't recognize, okay, this was the lesson I was meant to heal. And maybe they could have repaid this man by being faithful, loyal, and all of that. But because the contract has ended, there's absolutely nothing that either of them can do. So once this one understands the pain of being left by this man who was a light worker, she can then change her ways and actually decide to be a good person and not sign contract dear darkness. And when she does this, she can then hopefully be blessed with a man atlamu appreciate them. But usually it doesn't happen. They then meet their karma. They then meet their karma. Even these women who were light workers, who dated men who broke them, they want to end up meeting their karma, because you just don't play with light workers, guys. You don't play with people whose sole mission in your life was to help you navigate your way around earth, right? So then they become their karma and they cry, they want them back, and these ones can't because they have to build themselves up again. And they usually do because Light workers are always given the capacity to start afresh and live their lives as freely as they want to, because they are blessed to have guardian angels that always assist them in their healing journey and starting afresh. So you always have the capacity to start afresh when you are a light worker, right? So let me see your comments. Ooh, guys, you were late. I said the lesson starts at 8 o'clock and I was a little bit late. But I will post the lesson on my I will post the highlights on my page. Don't worry about it. But this is basically what happens. So you need to always recognize when you are dating your patient. When you are dating your patient, you are dating your patient. And how do you recognize who you are dating your patient? Always look at your relationship history. Are you attracting the same kind of characters? Because if you are also not doing your healing work, you are going to always attract the same character in another body. So once you see the signs for, hey, I'm doing this again, and I haven't received any sign that this is my person, don't do it. Sexual energy. Excuse me. When you find yourself sexually attracted to a woman or a man, run. You are about to start another healing journey. Run. How do I know all of this stuff? I'm a messenger originus. I'm a messenger. I'm also chosen like many other people who are not aware of they are healers, and I do a lot of healing work. But most of my work is spiritual teaching. So I teach a lot about spirituality in order for you to awaken and understand how you to navigate yourself. So how signs that you are dating your patient, you have an intense, it's not normal. Look, there's sexual chemistry ailing normal, there's sexual chemistry ailing normal, and then there's intense sexual chemistry that makes you obsess over your patient. You are obsessing over this person that you met, and you're obsessing them, you're obsessing about them sexually. You're not even obsessing about them taking you to lunch, coffee, dinner. No, you are obsessed with the intensity of this sexual energy, and so much so that you want to actually feed this energy. So yeah, you must know this is a woman, right? And this is a man. Your guardian angels are here. You have guides, and he has guides. When they are sitting somewhere in their corner, they're like, hey, our child needs healing. So what should we do? Our child needs healing. So what should you do? No. Rumella ngwana lona a lo kopana le ngwana lona. No. The only way the only way that they can do the healing work is if they become sexually attracted to each other. So rumella mo. And then rumella. Now you connect. And I get you know where you meet. You meet online, you meet Kodi party, wherever, but there's this intense sexual energy. You need to run. Recognize now you are about to start another healing work. Otherwise, because usually when there's intensity here, you don't use protection. You don't use protection here because it's too intense. Sexual energy that makes you lose your mind. This one. It's not the normal one where you're like, oh, we love each other, make love to me, what? No. This one makes you lose your mind. And I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. I'm sure you definitely know what I'm talking about. Yeah, and then I love tough. So the work still needs to start. So be careful, because once it's intense, you must run, right? That's number one. Number two, how do you know that you are dealing with a patient? The constant need to fix them, to help them, to move mountains for them. It's not possible, guys, to keep fixing a human being. You still need to fix yourself. So your constant need to want to fix them, to help them, move mountains for them, to the point where you end up self-abandoning yourself. You are at work. Because when you start your fixing mission, you end up self-abandoning yourself. You self-abandon yourself because you are obsessed and fixated with fixing your patient, right? Then the other one, you are always giving this patient of yours advice. Even when they don't ask for advice, you're always giving them advice. Sometimes give relationship advice, sometimes give spiritual advice. You are just always there working in your relationship. 80% of the time, you are ministering to your patient. This is a sign that you are at work. The 20%, he probably pours into you, but it's not at the same level as what you are pouring into him. You, my dear, are at work. And with this one, you can't spend 80% of your time administering to someone who's not doing the same thing. They might as well go to church or go to therapy. If they are not going to therapy because they are benefiting from your advice, you are at work. And then we touched on, you feel you can save them. 4, you feel you can save them. And this fixing thing, remember when this couple, Manyana Ole Ana complain the full stop. Khaliva and Sia, Zianda, or something. I think I saw a clip where, or go the text message in Sabona where she was saying, I just wanted to fix him. She was the healer and he was the patient. She had a constant need to fix him, a constant need to save him, a constant need to want to make sure he's fine, making sure he applies, making sure he fixes his grammar, making sure she was always trying to make sure because she was trying to fix and save him. And he didn't want to be saved. He only now started finding the light after the breakup because now she has done the healing work and he now started posting, fixing the grammar and doing all of that. She was the fixer and he was the patient. Hence, she spent 80% of her time in that relationship trying to fix someone because she was actually sent there to help him. And when she left this relationship, you guys would have noticed whether she was now free or she was acting as if she was set free from prison. That is because this relationship was making her work. She was the healer. Always fixing. You understand? And because Khaliva, I don't know how to pronounce his name. Because Khaliva was his patient. He was just sleeping. But what are you doing? I'm sleeping. Remember that picture of he sleeping. She gets frustrated because, hey, I've been sent here to help you find a job. I've been sent here to help you fix your grammars and fix your CV so you can get a job. Why are you sleeping? Then she gets frustrated because she is not doing her soul's mission and purpose, which is to help him find a job. Because he's sleeping, he doesn't understand that she's the healer and he's the patient. If he understood her mission, he would have stopped sleeping and applied and fixed grammars and done all of this. But remember, he is the patient wakula. So the lesson only came after that relationship ended because he only woke up after the contract ended. It's not that there was absolutely anything wrong with him sleeping whilst dating her, but he was going to sleep because he didn't know he was the patient. So because Habonuro, this is his healer. But once this contract ends with her, he now awakens and starts doing what? Starts applying for jobs. Someone is now editing his CV. Job opportunities are coming. More people start recognizing him because she healed him. He's more confident now because Zianda healed him. Do you see how we go out of our way to fix without knowing that we are actually healers? Because when we speak about healing, a lot of people think healing, a lot of people think you are a healer when you are a traditional healer, when you are a prophet, and all of that, when you are a pastor and all of that. But there are so many elements to healing. It's not just one-dimensional, and that's what we need to realize, Kore. Your healing is an everyday thing that you do for other people. The best that you want people to have in their lives. That's healing. So Khalifa awakened when his relationship with Ziyanda ended. He became confident, started applying for jobs, posting every day and doing all of this. And if you can look at their following, I want you guys, because I looked at their story, I just didn't speak about it. But if you look at their following, you will notice. I want you to, after this live session, or if you can do it now, let me know. Do you know that after this relationship ended, Khalifa has more followers than Ziyanda? I want you to look at it. Before this whole saga, she had more followers than him. But after the healing work has been done, he has more followers than her. And a lot of people see him as the victim, but they don't recognize her as she was the fixer. And yes, in the end, their guardian angels had to intervene, and that's why she would have spoken the way she spoke. Hey, why are you speaking like this? It wasn't necessarily about him speaking that way or whatever. It means the contract had ended. There was absolutely, because that's how he had been speaking for the duration of the time they were together, right? But because the contract has ended, her guardian angels are going to be summoned now to enter this because the contract has ended. There's absolutely nothing that anyone could have done. That's why she had to now say things that seemed like she's rejecting him, when in actual fact the contract had ended. That's why Lena, he became somewhat mean and said, "Oh, you mean you're working at the salon where you live?" Both of them, their time had been over. It's up. The contract has ended. You understand? So once contract fella, guys, you would be upset about small things. Like I think Nakana, what happened to me when my contract ended. I borrowed a friend, I near conclude. When my contract ended, the person who doesn't even iron his clothes, right? He doesn't iron his clothes, he's never touched a shirt, never done anything like that. But on that particular day when our contract was about to end, he wanted to iron his own clothes. After Nakitseki for many years, he wanted to iron his clothes out of nowhere. And when I told him, no, it was a fight. How do you borrow your friend our iron? Because the contract had ended. Understand? So you will fight about petty things because, and on that particular day also, his clothes were ironed, his shirts were ironed, but he wanted the iron and he wanted to iron what he wanted. So contracting is because it was over, right? So you have a constant need to save your partner. Let's look at number 5. Yeah, guys, show it. Jolang. Right. So the other one is, the more toxic they are to you, the more you want to save them. So the more toxic they are, the more you want to save them. You want to save them. And this is usually because you have not understood that once you see problems in your relationship, it's over. And the reason that you want to save them is that your soul is not fulfilled because you haven't completed what you needed to complete in the relationship. So the more they treat you badly, the more you want to hold on because this is your patient. You have been sent in his life to save him. And if you can't save him, you feel like you are letting yourself down. That's the whole thing about chosen people. If you can't save your partner, you feel bad. And you want to now force the healing upon them, even if they don't want it. Because when you are sent there to help them. So how can you not help them? Why don't they want your help? Then you become obsessed. You put tracking devices in their car. You follow them. You create fake accounts. And you pretend to be someone who wants to flirt with him because you just want to make sure that he loves you. But he doesn't. He has to go and love another person. He has to go. He has to go. But you want to hold on because this is my man. Then you call other women now because remember, you have to save him. He's yours. You have to own him. And you can't own him because when light workers, guys, are free-spirited human beings. When you are the fixer, you are meant to be free-spirited. You cannot be tied down to a toxic relationship. That's why you lose your mind because you are no longer vibrating in the same frequency. Now because when now you are vibrating low, you are here. But when you met him, you were here. He was low. And when you have done your healing work, his vibration is high. His vibration is high. He's going out. He's meeting new people. He's bathing. He's going to the gym, eating healthy, looking after his well-being when you are here. When he's doing all of these amazing things, when you are sleeping. I'm not laughing. You are sleeping. You are emotionally eating. You are emotionally eating. You're no longer dressing well. You are exhausted. You're no longer dressing well. You're not doing all of those things. You are tired because the roles are reversed now. When you met him, he was always sleeping, right? When you met him, what is this? I can't see my own handwriting now. He was, emotionally eating, doing this. Whatever it is that you are doing now is what he used to do when you met him. So when you came in with your healing energy, you gave life into him, you poured life into him, he is now doing what you were supposed to be doing. So your life source has now been drained by your patient. So obviously your guardian angels are going to come and save you because you are going down and he's going up. Why is he going up? You've healed him. He remembers who he is. You have forgotten who you are. Now this contract has to end because you have to survive in order for you to heal another patient. Right? So, even when you find out, because he's cheating and doing all of this, now he's infected you with the HIV virus. Even after finding out, now, here you are now. This patient of yours, and it's not only this, there are many other ailments. Because remember, your patient now is vibrating high. What papa? People want him. He's magnetic. He's all of these things that you were when you met him. Now, here you are now. The light that you used to have, here you are now. You're going down. You've lost weight. You are sick. You need medication. He's nowhere to be found. Because why? The contract has ended. So, how do you stop yourself? How do you stop yourself from healing people that you are not supposed to be in relationships with? I think another person asked, we fight every day. I tried leaving. I don't know what to do. That is the sign. You fight every day. You have to leave. Why are you fighting every day? Your contract is over. You are resisting letting go of this failing relationship with your patient. You don't want to let go of your patient because you are afraid of starting afresh. Remember, you are broken now. He broke you. If you are a man, she broke you. How are you going to leave this happy person who has now taken all of your energy and started freshly broken? You can't, because you are going to ask yourself, who's going to love me? You have fear now. Now you have fear because you are vibrating low. He is vibrating high. He has no fears like yours. He doesn't have the same fears as you. He's there. He knows, Corey. Thank you. He's vibrating high because remember, unkile energy how. He's now healed. So once he's here, women want him. He's got the confidence to now ask women out and all of that. But you are broken. You don't even feel pretty anymore. You don't even look it, because some of them are spiritual vampires. Once you sleep with them, they suck your life source and you end up looking like what they actually are in the spirit. You know that can happen. Like, you can date this person. In the physical, this is how he looks. Then you get into a relationship with this person. He looks like this. He looks very nice, very handsome. If it's a woman, she looks beautiful and all of that. You get into a physical relationship with him or her. When the healing work has happened, there would have been an energy exchange, right? There would have been an energy exchange between you and him. Once the energy exchange happens between you and him, when you leave your relationship, let's say this is you when you started the relationship. When you leave the relationship, you're going to leave the relationship looking like this. How you look is a representation of how this person looks in the spirit. This is not you. This is you. This is you. Even in the spirit, you look like this. But after the energy exchange, you look like this. That is why after these toxic relationships, you can't even look yourself in the mirror anymore. You can't recognize yourself because this is not you. You have now absorbed the energy of the vampire you were dating, who was your patient. So when you leave, who's gonna date you? Nobody, because you don't even have the energy to look at yourself in the mirror. So who's gonna look at you? The vampire has taken your life source. They have drained you. So when you have to leave this person, you are tired every day, you have to leave them because at the hands of the vampire. So when the relationship ends, you have to pick yourself up again. How are you going to pick yourself up again? Remember, the vampire is no longer in your energy field. So once the vampire is removed, you will start bathing again. You will start having the energy to look at yourself again. You will do the work, the shadow work that you need to do, because now you need to heal. The vampire that was draining your energy is no longer in your life. Your guardian angels will then come down, because you are still a light worker. The amount of healing work that you did helping this person doesn't go unnoticed, guys. It doesn't go unnoticed. So they will come and help you, give you the strength to pick yourself up again. because it is understood who you were doing what you were supposed to be doing, even though you were not aware that that's what you were doing. So when they give you the energy and the resources and the ability to pick yourself up, you then become who you are, or who you were. Even better, you become a better version of who you used to be, because the vampire is gone, and probably they're stealing another person's energy, or maybe they are happier because remember we're no more 40 seats, right? So then once they pick you up, you become you again. Maybe you had lost weight, now you gain weight and you become happy again. You glow, you start doing your hair, and then you start getting noticed by Fihla happy. Again, now your energy is back. Other vampires are going to be attracted to this energy because you are the healer. So when you have healed, you will always attract narcissists because they like this light that is surrounding you. They are attracted to the light that is surrounding you because it helps them heal, and it's sort of. So if you are not recognizing and picking up the red flags that used to exist in your previous relationships, you are going to end up here again because you are not learning the lesson. And narcissists always come in the same way, using the same lines, doing the same things that your exes would have done. So it would be extremely important for you to notice when the pattern is about to start again. Otherwise, it's not going to end for you. Right? So someone is asking, does it end though? Yes, it ends the minute you recognize who you are a healer. If you can recognize who you have healing abilities, some of you, when you come into contact with people, they will tell you, I love your energy, your aura is beautiful and all of that. Already some people heal when they come into contact with you. There are people who, when they are in your presence, they heal. So you must be careful when it comes to giving people access to your energy, because some people use it to do their things, right? So please be careful about that. Ne? And then the other thing is, pick up, when the contract is about to end, you will definitely notice that you are not compatible. You are not compatible. You have nothing in common. In fact, once he heals and you don't, you'll realize that you have nothing in common. They spend time in the streets, you are at home, or you are in the streets and they're at home. You have nothing in common, you have nothing to talk about. The contract is over. That's why they can't stand you. That's why they mistreat you, because they don't understand you. The contract is over. Right. And then take one. I think the other one said, I attract people with no jobs, but their lives improve after having coffee with me. Of course, their lives are going to improve because you are a light worker, right? So this is you. You are the healer. You attract patients, heal your own wounds, and you will never attract broken souls ever again, right? So I'm going to leave you with one final thing. Let me see. Yeah, maybe let's just recap. I'm not going to write it down. To say, chosen ones and healers, right? You are born a healer. It's in your system, and you are placed here on earth to heal others, right? You don't want to be a healer anymore. Your role is to exist with other human beings so you can help them navigate this life thing. Thank you so much for the gifts, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate them. You will be put in relationships because that's where the healing happens. And I'm just recapping for those that missed the lesson in the beginning. You'll be put in relationships because that's where the healing happens, or you will, heal your friends, your family members, your colleagues, and your neighbors, right? Your patient will always be your partner, and vice versa.